Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Chris Herbert, Public Relations Manager at Catalyst. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Thanks for having me, Fred. I appreciate it.
And we've spoken to you quite a few times over the years about some of the terrific products that Catalyst has on the market, protective cases for phones, tablets, even watches. But today we're taking a little different approach because it's not so much about the case, it's about keeping those devices clean.
It is a really scary time right now, and everybody is more aware of their surroundings than they ever were before. It's the reason you can't find hand sanitizer anywhere, and everyone is, washing their hands and being careful what they touch and sanitizing at every turn. And something that you don't think of as much is the germs that get on your phone. But we published a statistic. It wasn't our statistic, but we republished it, that phones carry 10 times more bacteria than toilet seats. And we're not carrying toilet seats around. But it's disgusting. When you think about everywhere you put down your phone, it picks up bacteria. Everybody else who touches your phone, then your phone touches your face and your mouth and your hands and inside your purse and on the floor. So your phone gets a lot of that kind of activity, and now more than ever, you need to be aware of the ways to clean your phone several times a day to make sure that you are eliminating as much bacteria as possible in the effort to keep yourself and your family healthy.
Even if people are staying home, which they should be right now, I suppose,
Right.
there's still a risk, especially if they haven't cleaned that phone already, or tablet, or even the face of a smartwatch.
Right. And look, we don't know where germs are coming from. Although people are staying home, they still have to go out for critical needs, whether you have to run to, get your medication at Walgreens or a pharmacy, or you're running to get milk at the grocery store. You're still exposed, and you're still touching things and coming in contact with people, as careful as you're being. So, your phone goes with you everywhere you go, and you should be aware of how to clean it and what your options are to be able to make sure you keep it as germ-free as you possibly can. And there's pretty much four main methods to clean your phone, but it's an electronic device. You do have to be careful. So just like soap and water is recommended to kill bacteria on your hands and on surfaces because it breaks up the virus, it would do the same thing on your phone, but most electronics can't take soap and water directly. So our waterproof cases can, and that's just one option to keep your phone completely covered and wash it with soap and water and be able to continue to use it and keep it safe.
And beyond soap and water, there are alcohol mixtures, things like that people can use.
Mm-hmm. We recommend a 70% alcohol solution. There's also an ethanol solution that you can use. Those are the main ways to clean your phone. But like I said, just like you're washing your hands and sanitizing your hands at every turn, you should be doing the same with your phone during this time.
Yeah, it comes to mind that, if we do make the run to the store or whatever and try to protect ourselves, if you're using a credit card, there's a good chance you're using a pin pad as well that you're pushing with your fingers, and then the next place that finger touches is possibly your phone.
Absolutely. One of the things we've been learning and watching experts on the news is how long this virus can live on different surfaces. And I'm not an expert. I'm repeating, what the experts have said about how long these viruses can live. But it can be anywhere between 3 hours and 3 days, depending on the surface. So if somebody that is infected and doesn't know they're infected puts their hand on that pin pad at the grocery store, and you come along 5 hours later or maybe the next day and use that same pin pad, then you may pick it up and take it home with you. And so, that's what everybody's thinking about now, is am I at risk not of just getting sick, but of picking it up somewhere, carrying it, touching my phone, touching other items, touching somebody else, and giving that bacteria a host to kind of continue to live and spread.
While we're not here specifically to push Catalyst products, one of the advantages, and I think you alluded to it, that you do have is that you can provide waterproof protection for tablets, watches, and phones and such, even for AirPods, and give people an opportunity to use soap and water on these devices if they choose to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is one of those things where we look at the design that we have and say, this actually is extremely helpful in a time like right now. I mean, we sell them as everyday devices, but at a time when everyone's being especially careful about germs and bacteria, yes, our waterproof cases can be washed in soap and water as many times as you want, submerged in water for hours. And when you think about your kids' iPads, your Apple Watch, nobody's going to the gym right now because those are all closed. But the bacteria that can accumulate on your hands and on your wrist as well. And then kids are just carriers in general. So God knows what they get on the iPads. Those can all be submerged, washed in soap and water many times a day, also wiped down with a 70% alcohol solution several times a day. For extended periods of time, you can wipe them down for a minute, 2 minutes with alcohol solution, and it won't harm the case or the device. And so it is an option.
Terrific. And for more information on your lineup, the website is catalystcase.com.
We also posted just an informational page, so you can have links to articles about the germs, how they spread, and the best ways to take care of your devices in general.
Chris, we hope you stay healthy, and thank you for taking the time with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Fred.
Cooking with the power of the sun. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, here to tell you about the latest innovation from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. The GoSun Fusion has arrived using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. A really bright idea. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere, day or night, rain or shine. I love what Patrick and his team are doing, and so will you. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co to check out all of the company's products and innovations, and use the code Techstination to save 10%. That's gosun.co.